life sentence for Sankara killing. Hello, good evening, and welcome to News Round on Impact Africa Television, ITV. I am Anu Luakpo Homoride. We begin tonight with President Muhammadu Buhari, who has signed into law the Executive Order 11 on National Public Buildings Maintenance. The signing of the document, or rather the weekly virtual Federal Executive Council meeting at the Council Chambers, Presidential Villa in Abuja. Speaking shortly before appending his signature, Buhari directed all ministries, departments and agencies to set up maintenance department in line with the provisions of the new executive order. He said the order provides legal backing to the country's national maintenance policy following its earlier approval by the FERC. Buhari also added that government has already started making use of the policy to give facelift to some of its buildings like the Federal Secretariat Abuja and 24 others spread across the country. The Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation has also approved the establishment of the Department of Federal Public Asset Maintenance as a vital step in support of the implementation of this national policy. The federal government has announced that it has concluded plans to give interest-free loans to 98,000 beneficiaries of its government enterprise and empowerment program 2.0 nationwide. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, disclosed these in a statement in Abuja today. Umar Farouk said that this decision was reached following the final verification of Phase 1 applicants who qualified and are selected to benefit from the small loans ranging from 50,000 naira to 30,000 naira. She noted that the money which will be given to beneficiaries of the empowerment program is not a grant and must be repaid within 9 months. She described this as a loan scheme designed by the federal government to provide financial inclusion and give credit access to the poor and vulnerable individuals, including persons living with disabilities. In the meantime, an international organization, Oxfam, has predicted that Africa might be hit by its worst food crisis in a decade, with 27 million people experiencing acute hunger. The report also indicated that the number of people with hunger could rise in the month of June unless urgent action is taken. With this development, 11 million people might face acute hunger in 4 months in Africa. Our correspondent takes a look at these. Taiwo Lariwaju has more in this report.
Following the hunger crisis in Africa, an international organization, Oxfam, has predicted that Africa might be hit by its worst food crisis in a decade, with 27 million people experiencing acute hunger. The report also indicated that the number could rise in June unless urgent action is taken. With this development, 11 people might face this acute hunger in 4 months in Africa. Speaking on food security on the flagship program on Impact African Television, ITV, an agriculturist, Ayotomowa Ogunsua, said it is alarming and must be prevented. Ogunsua noted that the people are already facing acute hunger with the hike in food prices, harvest and prices of inputs. He further noted that the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war can lead to more hunger in the land.
The poverty gap is actually is increasing by the day. But sadly, the problem is the vulnerable and the poor who feel it more. That's just the truth. Who feel it, and even from the global analysis, you know, it means that Africa will actually feel the effects of the global food crisis more. Because most times we are the receiving end. We are the ones that consumes more. We are the ones that, that our production is not enough. We are the one that depends on, importation, aids, and all that.
Ogunsua also lamented that Nigeria is not producing enough, even as he called on the government at all levels to reduce the dependence on foreign goods. He urged the federal and state governments to enforce good policy which is sustainable.
If the energy sector of Nigeria is being worked on, and we are able to have a sustainable and a working energy sector, I'm telling you, the cost of production of most of these things will come down, even though by 30-25%. And that's actually a lot. And also, the state government also should come on board. Aside just the federal government, the state government, there should be subsidies for farmers.
Speaking further on the issue, a public affairs analyst, Femi Babala, said the lots of people are crying because of hunger. Babala noted that the rising insecurity in the country is badly affecting the people. He urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, end the menace.
I would like go into the farm. Let me just go to the farm to do whatever I want to do, whether I'm a peasant cultivator or I am farming on a large scale. The point is, the moment I go there, there are people with AK-47 that will come and arrest me. They may likely even kill some people because you know what happened to Okegun in Oyo State. They kill people. Everybody has to run away from that place from the farm, only for their animals, their cows, to be feeding on the crops of the farmers. So how are you expecting them to stay there? Nobody should predict that there's going to be hunger. We even know, do we need any predict? No prophet should tell us.
Taiwo Olariwaju, ITV News.
The House of Representatives has urged the Federal Civil Service Commission to, as a matter of urgency, ensure that the teachers who are recruited in 2018 into federal government colleges in Delta State are paid their full salaries and all entitlements due to them. This call follows the consideration of a motion moved by Ben Roland Igbakba at the plenary. Presenting the motion, Igbakba recalled that in 2018, the Federal Civil Service Commission conducted recruitment of teachers into federal government colleges nationwide. Igbakba lamented that since the teachers resumed in 2018, they have not been paid the amount stipulated in their letters of appointment. And still from the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Telecommunication and Banking and Currency to look into the cases of telecommunication subscribers who are falling victims to breach the privacy and identity theft and report back to the House within 4 weeks. The committee, Fatoba in his motion, noted that in line with the regulations of the Nigerian Communications Commission on dormant or inactive lines, telecommunication companies have the right to reassign SIM cards and phone numbers once they are inactive for some time without recourse to the previous owners, so long as they remain inactive for a set period of time. He, however, expressed concerns that in spite of the existence of regulatory frameworks, the recurrence or occurrence of breach of privacy, cases of fraud and loss of money still abound. He said that a large number of bank account owners and telephone subscribers in Nigeria are not aware of privacy issues and data protection, and as such are vulnerable and could easily fall prey to identity theft and other nefarious activities of fraudsters. The Osun State government has freed 11 inmates who are serving jail term in Ilesha and Ife correctional centers of the state. This is in line with the federal government's effort aimed at reducing the overcrowding of correctional facilities across the nation. The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Oluwafemi Akonde, represented by Barrister Adekemi Bello, accompanied by other judges, magistrates and some senior lawyers, visited the correctional centers in Ilesha and Ife respectively. In Ife Correctional Center, the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Oluwafemi Akonde and other senior lawyers were received by the Deputy Controller in charge of the facility, Ajebogun Olatunbosun, who led them through the facility. Some of those released have served for 2 or 3 years and above on convictions for offenses including stealing, conspiracy and fraudulent acts, among others.
Going forward, he was charged with the offense of stealing. You were charged with fraud. Welcome you to this August occasion. We release some of our inmates.
Yes.
The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has finally broken silence on the shutdown of the Open Treasury Portal, assuring that the platform will be restored soon. This comes after reports show that the portal had been inactive for a while. The portal was inaugurated in December 2019 to ensure transparency in government spending. It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari had directed ministries, departments and agencies to publish daily treasury summary and statements of financial inflows and outflows above 5 million naira. The Accountant General of the Federation and all MDAs are expected to publish monthly budget performance report, including their functions and economic activities performed by them within 7 days to the end of the month. The House of Representatives has grilled the National Business and Technical Examination Board, NAPTEB, and the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund over unremitted 3.8 billion naira and 268 million naira owed the federal government. The chairman of the House Committee on Unclaimed Funds, Unyime Idem, announced the figures from the document, which was submitted by the ministries, departments and agencies on request by the committee to its consultant. A report has it that the aim is to mop up all revenue hanging in most MDAs, which is needed by the government to fund its budget towards providing social amenities for citizens. The committee asked both agencies to provide detailed information of all funds belonging to the federal government at their disposal by next week before their appearance.
Investigation on unremitted funds that belongs to the federal government. So, just a few hours ago, we have been able to take, I think, NAPTEB. They appeared here based on the documents submitted so far, though they still have a lot of documents to submit, but so far we have been able to discover infractions to the tune of 268 million. Money that belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. We have asked them to let us know when that money will be paid directly to federal government accounts, in which they promise us that they will come back after reconciliation and then let us know when the money will be paid. Then a few minutes ago, we also discharged Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Funds, though not acquitted, but we just asked them to also go and reconcile their record and also interface with the consultants and then come back to us. Their infraction is to the tune of 3.8 billion. That's what they are owing the federal government of Nigeria. So we have asked them to make this money available to federal government, to transfer the money to federal government. And it will surprise you to know that these figures that I mentioned here are extraction from the document that is submitted before us.
The Senate has urged the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs to work with the Ghanaian government to strengthen bilateral relations between both countries to prevent the maltreatment of Nigerians entering Ghana. This is contained in the recommendations of the Chamber after it's considered a report by the Secondary and Tertiary Joint Committee on Health, Primary Health and Communicable Diseases and Foreign Affairs. The chairman of the Joint Committee, Yaya Oloriegbe, in his presentation, recalled that there have been allegations that Nigerians who traveled to Ghana were tested positive for COVID-19 even after testing negative in Nigeria. He said it was further alleged that Nigerian travelers were committed to isolation for 2 weeks at an equivalent of 7,000 naira per day, an amount running into millions of naira. Security experts have applauded the call for a state of emergency on security as the country continues to witness a series of insurgency across the nation. They, however, called for concerted efforts to stem the tide of insecurity in the country. Hayodevli Fake has more in this report.
The state of the nation over the years has been a cause of concern to many, especially the country's security. Recently, President Muhammadu Buhari declared a state of emergency on the nation's security following the recent attacks on the country. In reaction, some security experts, Adesumbo Badijoko and Olushino Olushola, are of the opinion that the call for a state of emergency on security is a move in the right direction.
A state of emergency has been long overdue because it's like the Boko Haram forces had migrated west. And they are the ones that are operating like bandits now, coupled with the S-men that had already been that were hitherto terrorizing that environment.
Emergency or no emergency, we are in a state of emergency already. The state of attack is becoming so daring, as if maybe some people are even instructing the bandits or the terrorists on where to go, on where to attack and things like that.
While citing some instances, the security experts said the continued cases of terrorism in the country are quite disturbing.
There was an early signal concerning the last train attack, but there was no corresponding early response. And that was why the second attack took place, and we are all talking about it now. Before that attack, somewhere in southern Kaduna, a village was attacked and more than 170 people were slaughtered. That was before, but people did not talk about that. It wasn't that popular in the social media because probably those are common people, and life is life, whether common or wealthy. These are things that we should be more serious about. And the fact that a train of that nature will not have a surveillance device attached to it is even an embarrassment on the nation.
Even if it will not lead to a suspension of government institutions or governance in that state, I support it. I support maybe a situation where we will have a military commander of that state joining with the governor or something that at least will restore the confidence of the people, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, where we seem to be having these challenges.
They therefore called for a concerted effort involving all the stakeholders in tackling insecurity in the country.
Government needs to be more serious with the issue of security, and the president needs to be more firm in his decision. He has been giving marching order, which has not been effective because the body language of the president is speaking otherwise or speaking contrary to the marching order. Of security emergency that should be declared should be in the line of one, rejigging that security architecture. So many redeployments need to be done.
Security is not just a kinetic thing alone. There are other non-kinetic activities that can be done. If you are looking at the rate of poverty, unemployment in the country, government just needs to find ways to engage people. And again, education is so important. National orientation is so important.
It is essential for issues causing unrest in the country to be resolved, as peace and stability is beneficial to the country and the citizens as a whole. Aidele Fakeye, ITV News.
The zoning committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has recommended an open race for the party's 2023 presidential ticket. This is contrary to the expectation of its southern members. The party's 37-person zoning committee explained that the decision was arrived at because of the critical moment of state affairs. A report also has it that the committee based its recommendation on the high voter turnout in the north and the party's determination to return to power. The recommendation of the committee has, however, generated anger and angry reactions from organizations such as the Igbo Socio-Cultural Group, the Ohanis in the Igbo, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, and the Middle Belt Forum, with some of them saying the decision will affect the chances of the PDP in the 2023 polls. Meanwhile, the governor of Benue State, who also doubles as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Zoning Committee, Samuel Otom, has described as fake media report that his committee has abandoned zoning and thrown open the race for the presidential ticket of the party. In a statement issued in Makurdi today by his chief press secretary, Nathaniel Ike, committee of the party. A presidential aspirant, Christopher Imumolin, has declared that Nigeria's challenges cannot be solved alone by an individual, but by a group of genuine-minded persons. He made this known in a chat with newsmen shortly after a closed-door meeting with Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. He noted that the visit follows a desire to drink from the former president's wealth of experience with a plea to help solve Nigeria's challenges. He also challenged youth to get involved in the change and to change the country's narrative. We'll bring you details in our subsequent bulletin. The federal government has granted approval for the establishment of 12 new private universities. The approval was given following a memorandum presented by the Minister of Education on behalf of the National Universities Commission (NUC). In a statement, the federal government explained that the new universities will be mentored by federal universities close to their locations to provide recruitment of commencement of any academic program, among others. The government explained that the decision was arrived at because Nigeria does not have enough universities to accommodate the teeming population of youths desirous for university education. It also assured that relevant ministries and agencies are interfacing with the striking unions like the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Non-Academic Staff Union of Allied and Educational Institutions, NASU, and the National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT, to ensure that the strike is cut off. Ahead of next year's general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has warned political parties in the country against violating electoral timelines and the provisions of the new Electoral Act 2022 as amended. The Commission had on Saturday, the 26th of February, released the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2023 general election with the assurance that it will stick to the timelines and also monitor political parties' primaries. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress (APC) has denied an alleged primary election timetable in circulation, saying it is yet to roll out a timetable for the exercise. It will be recalled that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has given all political parties in the country up to June 3rd, 2022 to conduct primaries for the 2023 elections. However, there are some reports that the ruling party has fixed a date in May for its presidential primary. Reacting to the rumor, the APC National Publicity Secretary, Felix Morka, told newsmen at the party's national secretariat in Abuja today that the APC has no knowledge of the timetable in circulation. We will now go on a short break now. Newsround returns shortly. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Adelayo Academy, an astute citadel of learning dedicated to raising future leaders.
Adelayo Academy, a co-educational school with day and boarding facilities, is committed to instilling virtues needed to make a headway in life.
Our science laboratory is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities that makes learning very easy for students.
Our teachers are highly trained and up to the task of passing down knowledge in the most easy-to-learn ways. As you all know that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Our playground is top class and we take physical health exercise very importantly. Located in a very conducive environment in the heart of Ibadan at Adelayo bus stop, Alagba Wakajaye, Iyano Church.
Adelayo Academy is the best option when it comes to giving your words a quality education.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Mommy, Daddy, I want to attend the Adelayo Academy, please.
Thank you. This is the school we have been looking for.
Admission form is obtainable at the school premises, Adelayo Academy, Wakajaye Yano Church, Ibadan, or Impact Africa Television, IATV, Impact House, Kolapo Ishola Estate, Yano Church Road, General Gas, Akobo, Ibadan. You can also visit the school website on www.adelayoacademy.org or call 0805 947 9449 or 0706 091 0776 or 0810 965 2215. You can also call 0805 527 5583. Adelayo Academy, developing character, competence, and confidence.
Welcome back. You're watching this round on Impact Africa Television, ITV. Now the rest of the news. The federal government has lifted a nationwide midnight curfew and ban on gatherings along with other restrictions which was imposed more than 2 years ago to curb the spread of coronavirus. Data obtained from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control revealed that the country has recorded 3,142 deaths out of the over 255,000 cases recorded since the start of the pandemic. According to a statement issued by the Presidential Committee on COVID-19, the removal of restrictions was decided following the decline in the number of cases, reduced risk of importation of new variants, as well as the availability of vaccines. The government, however, urged private companies to continue to implement measures to limit the spread of the virus at work. The federal government of Nigeria says it has uncovered more than 1,500 workers who joined the federal civil service with fake appointment letters. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemieson, who made the announcement in Abuja, vowed to delist them from the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, IPPIS. She spoke at the National Policy Dialogue on Entrenching Transparency in Public Office Recruitment in Nigeria, an event organized by the Research and Training Arm of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. According to her, over 1,000 persons were discovered in one ministry, while 500 others were found in other ministries, departments, and agencies during a service-wide verification exercise. The head of service assured that the federal government will spare no effort to remove their names from the IPPIS to serve as deterrent to others. The Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, has said that the country's renewable energy and energy efficiency sector is growing rapidly, heightening the need for a skilled workforce to support the sector. He spoke during a fair organized by the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Associations Alliance in collaboration with the Nigerian Energy Support Program, European Union, and the German government. Over 25 companies in the renewable energy and energy efficiency sector and 115 professionals seeking to advance their careers in the clean energy sector took part in the fair. Aliyu said the fair facilitated the matching of competencies with opportunities within the country's clean energy sector. The minister noted that renewable energy is one of the ways government is providing electricity to Nigerians in the rural areas not connected to the national grid. Moving on, the Senate is considering a bill to establish the National Religious Harmony Commission in a bid to promote religious tolerance in the country. The bill, which was sponsored by Senator representing Kwara North Sadiq Sulaiman Umar, scaled the second reading during plenary. Speaking on the general principles of the bill, Umar said the establishment of the commission will serve as an intervention to promote religious tolerance, peace and harmony in Nigeria. The senator said that the National Religious Harmony Commission bill, if established, will create an enabling environment for the peaceful coexistence of different religious beliefs within Nigeria and provide a forum for public enlightenment and dialogue. Umar stated that the establishment of the commission will limit controversy and confrontation over allegations of discrimination based on religious beliefs and also check the insidious effect of religious bigotry, profiling, stereotyping, violence, discrimination, extremism, and hate speech. Kenny Bamidele has more stories from the exciting world of sports.
In sport, Nigeria's senior women's team, the Super Falcons, will clash with reigning Olympic champions Canada in two friendly matches that will hold over 3 days in the cities of Vancouver and Victoria City. Both matches take place on Friday 8th of April and Monday 11th of April. Two players, defenders Onome Ebi and Glory Ogbonna, were among the contingent that flew out of Nigeria yesterday and connected a flight from Frankfurt to Vancouver today. The others had to fly direct to Vancouver from their bases in Europe and American continent. Canada's women's national team are the reigning champions of the Olympics women's football, having won gold at the Olympics women's football tournament in Tokyo in August 2021 after beating Sweden on penalties following a 1-0 draw at regulation time. The Super Falcons have won the African title 9 times and recently qualified for the women's AFCON finals held in Morocco this summer after an aggregate 3-0 victory over Cote d'Ivoire in February. In Europe, Manchester City defender John Stones is trying to block out the outside noise ahead of a vital week with games against Liverpool